decides to not work. Alright, come on. Come on. Give it a sec. If I remember correctly, we were trying to like get some stuff done on chapter 5. Like we were trying to go through like some more journal entries that we missed. Okay. Hey, so let me choose some graphics. I have to do it like this. To set the graphics to like the lowest I can set it, or like the lowest I'm comfortable setting it, and then I had to like set it up to like the highest graphics that I'm capable of doing. There we go. Alright. Oh, for God's sake. Okay. Hey, let me turn off game capture. Let me bring up this, and mostly because I want to see like what journal entries I'm missing. Okay, so all right, and I'm not gonna be standing up. Oh, God damn it! Fuck me. All right, well, whatever. Whatever. I'm just gonna deal with it. Alright, we're gonna start off with autosave, actually. Hey, I wasn't hoping to disconnect that early, but I guess life just had a different outcome for me. Okay, so log, small sink, interact with any well inside the huts. Okay, so
I should be scared, but it's hard to explain what I feel, but it isn't fear. Not a bit.
Yeah, whatever, Nora.
Another one of those gates, like the one I saw in the temple.
Hey, come on.
I'm back to being me. It's hard for me to understand how these gates work. What happens every time I cross one of them?
I'm not finding anything. Right, there was this. I remember.
Another panel of this strange technology. What's it for? Something related to the currents?
Yep, I remember that. Right, then we have to go through this whole tunnel.
The island is pierced by underground currents.
Come on, come on. Da-da-da-da. Alright.
That architecture again. Where is this gate going to lead me now?
Right. Interact with any well inside the huts. Log and small sink.
What a quiet and peculiar place.
Right. If I remember correctly, I don't have many... How many? Alright. 91% on the journal entries, and I'm missing one secret object, which I can kind of guess where that one is. Kinda, I don't know.
I wonder who used to live here. It seems it was abandoned ages ago.
I had to have interacted with all the sinks, right?
I understood that.
Right, I knew about that one. Then there was also this one. Wasn't in there. It was in here.
Some slaves die, some slaves now water animal.
And then there was the one.
Water animal.
Or
Is that what I am now?
Okay. Right, there was this one.
We slaves, masters
Although they are the same style, these huts are much simpler than the magnificent architecture I've seen up to now. Whoever the inhabitants were, they were living here against their will. Someone vandalized this mural. Some hands look human, but others are amphibian hands.
Can't interact with those ones there. And then can't interact with those ones. Okay. So the vandalized murals in the small sink one are not part of the thing. And the symbols one I knew about. And I have all of those. Oops, let me see. Oop. Ah, okay. Yeah, that was just more the fish stuff. Okay, so right, I did that. Symbol order. I did that one. The two statues. Inspect the altar with the two statues in the sunken area of the village. Oh, like down there. Okay. I must have missed that one, maybe. Slaves, sunken area, mural 2 transformation in the cave at the end of chapter 5. Large hall, climb up the ladder to reach the entrance of the cave. Harry's 4th letter to the left of the camp at the cave entrance. Okay. I don't think there was any more here.
Fire falls from the sky, awakens God, black blood.
Is that how can I explain what's happening to me?
Yay.
What is the meaning of all this? God's blood, transformation, eternal life. I feel like I'm going through what was written in that inscription.
We're going through a lot of problems. I had to break it to you.
Black blood in eyes, like in the well.
Okay. What was the order? Purple, blue, red, yellow, white. So, purple, blue, red, yellow, white. Okay, so it's like bam, 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 and then make it all the way to there. Okay, so I remember I had to do all these in order. Okay, where was the one for purple? Now that I'm thinking about it. So it might have been white, yellow, red, blue, purple. Let's try that. White. Let's go with one. Yellow. Here. Shit. Yellow. Red. Blue, and then back up to there. Blue, and then purple. Purple, purple, purple. Is that right? Bingo. All right. All right. And I think I remember hearing that. Okay, the internet says that there's a secret area, or like the one of the websites that I'm on said that the secret item is probably in here. I don't know. Let me see.
This civilization used these devices to raise and lower the water level. It's impressive.
Let me just double check. Yeah, it's in this area, I've already guessed. Because this is technically the water puzzle, I believe. Ah, that's why I couldn't go through there. Alright. Fair enough, fair enough.
This panel is broken. I'll have to find another way to go through.
Okay, that's why. And that's why I couldn't go through there, because it's busted. Yeah, it's over here. It's a crown.
Isn't this the tiara from... wait, I can't remember the name of my hometown.
Go. Can't remember the name of your hometown. Intriguing. Alright. So that was that puzzle. Yeah, right, and I've already done the water level puzzle. I need to go through the Reddit posts. Probably next stream. Alright, let's see. It was the two statues. Right, alright. did that. Hi, fishies. Oh wait, I think the altar was up there-ish. Slow. Oh wait.
This underwater town is a beautiful place, but it has also seen a lot of suffering.
What is this?
This looks like an altar dedicated to two figures. I can hear them talking to me.
How did I miss that one? Okay. Slaves, which is basically the murals
They
here.
rebelled against their masters. The slaves seem to worship two gods.
Yeah, which is this one and that one.
Different types of creatures of the same species lived here. But they
Alright,
weren't free.
Then we're gonna have to do these. If I remember correctly, I have to turn this the other way, right? Yeah. So it starts with this. There we go. And then that's going the other direction. Now I have to do this one. Where is it? Other side, probably. Oh no, wait. No, that one's just stuck actually. It's this one. It's this one. Do this. Nope. There we go. That was probably just a tad bit too early. That's good.
Ah, I made it.
Alright, anything here? Anything here? No. I didn't see it. So, the other two murals are about
My
transformation, and
illness
they're in
has
the cave.
kept me from being happy.
Near
What
the
I
end of
feel
chapter
now
5.
is the complete opposite of being sick. I feel full of life and energy. Even better than before my illness.
Huh. Yeah, sure. Now we're back up here. And then we go to this one that lowers the water even further.
Now the water level is really low, so I can access that tunnel.
Which, that was just a bit... Okay, so that was just a bit of dialogue that I missed. Wasn't really anything important. It wasn't a journal entry or anything.
These creatures lived like slaves. All their lives imprisoned and tortured in this place. Was it possible to live a decent life in here? If you've lived all your life in a prison, how would you know that you are a prisoner?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it depends on, like, which prison you're in, because from what I've heard, the one in Norway is actually, the ones in Norway are, like, really...
Now I can enter this tunnel.
Really decent prisons. Even though the crime rate in Norway is, like, really low. It's kind of shocking, but also kind of not. And because the crime rate in the US is just like, what the fuck? Sorry. Don't worry. Come on. Another one of these. Another one of these. There we go. That's kind of the timing.
This current is quite strong. I wonder where it will take me.
Well, I know where I'm gonna take us. You don't. I do. Disgusting, creepy looking. Behind me.
That was quite a ride, but it's over now.
Alright. Then there's the murals in the cave. This area here. I don't know if I got
That
it
ladder.
wrong.
Someone set up camp in here. Looks like a means of transportation to get to that sanctuary.
I already got that one.
Seems to show two possible courses of action. One means transformation, and the
Alright, I already
other
got
means death?
Then there's the large hall. Climb up the ladder to reach an entrance to the cave. I've already done that. Well. Okay. And there's
What is
Harry's
this?
fourth ladder to
This-
the left of the
this-
camp at the cave entrance.
Oh my god! Did I almost forget about Harry?
Oh, I didn't see that. Did I?
My dear old pal. It's only Cass and me now. I have much to thank her for, even if our friendship is worn thin due to hunger and fatigue. If she hadn't insisted so much, we'd never have convinced Teharoa. He guided us as we followed the river down from the mountain peak. And that's how we found this entrance. And the mural. Maybe I can't undo what's happening to you, Nora, but I think I can try to become like you. The original inhabitants of this island took slaves to a sanctuary. And there, they performed a ritual. Teaharoa said the ritual was madness, and he didn't want any part of it. He and Cass argued, violently. When we woke up the next morning, he had left. I know it sounds strange, but you have to trust me, my love. I know this is going to work and we can be together. You understand what that means, don't you, Nora? We have a second chance. With more love than ever, Harry.
Harry? What ritual are you talking about? Why on earth would you want to become like me? Please don't be a fool. You don't even know if that ritual of yours is going to work. Somebody painted these symbols on the wall.
Okay. So, important symbols, log, cave entrance. Inspect the map. That's to the left of the camp at the cave entrance.
You followed the river from the temple summit, and it took you some days to find this entrance.
Right, okay. What was the other one? Right, Horace notes. Which was here.
She doesn't seem to care much about Harry.
Right?
And she doesn't seem to be thinking straight either. Harry, that look on your face. You look deranged.
Wait, no? What was it? Oh, I think it was up here, actually. Yep, there it is.
So the guide left the expedition. That
Right,
would explain
on
the
the left of the
workshop
camp
on the white
entrance.
sand beach, where I arrived.
Okay. Was that all of it? Was that all the journal entries? Yep, that's all of them. Alrighty. Ugh. Okay, so Chapter 6. This is, if I remember, the last chapter. Okay, let me read this stuff. Okay. There were two statues made of stone and mud on the bottom. It seemed that the people were right. The people were leaving offerings in them. Was this how the people living here looked like? Found the exit from the town and okay. Yeah, I found the exit from the town and dived into a long underground current. That was incredible. I had never felt so free and full of life until now. It led me to another large hall with an opening to the exterior. There was another Harry's camp. Man, the shocking thing was that I had almost forgotten him. How could I forget my husband? I'm so sorry, my dear old pal. Harry and the remaining members of the expedition followed the river down from the mountain peak. After wandering some days, they finally found this entrance. There's a note of Tahor, the Polynesian guide leaving the expedition. And he was fed up of death and disaster and tried to convince Harry to leave the island. He returned to the beach to build a raft to the escape. And my God, I think Harry has lost his mind. He thinks there's a way to be like me. I hope he didn't do anything foolish, but his last few letters sound incoherent and unstable. Yeah, he didn't sound like he was in the right state of mind.
So is this where you went, Harry? Was this your last stop?
You know, I could just go back, right? No. Okay. Sheesh. The moon is huge. Aurora Borealis. No idea what the hell's going on. I spent 2 campsites. Hold on, what? I guess it was to inspect one thing and then inspect another thing. Maybe. There's a set of stairs up there.
So I have to put my hand inside?
Something is not working. Interesting. He is yelling is not working. Interesting. Okay. That one was a little hard to read.
Moby Dick. Its pages are hollowed out, and its shape is...
The shape looks familiar.
Harry asleep in his tent. What a creepy photograph.
It's also the fact that he's holding a gun.
Oh my, she sounds completely out of her mind.
I've seen the future. Eternity awaits me. Death awaits Harry. Yeah, we're gonna talk about what happened like the other day. What do you mean? Yeah, I didn't see anything. Okay.
A camera. It must be Cassandra's.
I don't know if I like the fact that I can clip through this box. Oh, right, she was a journalist. Right. Yeah, she was the journalist. Frank was the engineer. There was another guy, he was the demolition guy. Tahora was the Polynesian tour guide. And Harry is the guy that we're looking for.
My God. This syringe has traces of black ooze. What the hell were you thinking? Black ooze on a petri dish.
Sure that's black ooze? No, I'm kidding. The Mario part was too hard. Well, here's the thing. Were you hitting those blocks with your that are like hanging over your head? Were you hitting those parts?
Another camp. Although it's little more than a few things scattered about.
Because if you weren't, that's probably the part that you're missing. Because that is supposed to help. And if you were, well, I don't know what to tell you.
A library? What are you talking about, Harry?
No, the monster kept catching up to me. Okay, so you weren't hitting those blocks then. I don't think. I don't know if you. Maybe. Sorry. Because if you were to hit those blocks, that would send the monster back. Yeah, that would restart the monster back to its like original place, and it will try to catch up to you. And there's two of those that you can hit. And one in the middle of the thing, and one at the very end. That's what it is. Anyway, I had a strange dream today. I was inside a vast library and gazed at vistas of another world. What did you just call my mother? Panacatus? Yeah, you're losing it, buddy.
Was the blood of these creatures some sort of catalyst?
Blood plus black ooze? I don't know, maybe. What's this?
Heavens. This dagger looks exactly like the one I have.
Yeah, no shit. Dried blood and ooze. An altar? Isn't that the dagger? Yeah, Frank was attacked with? Interesting, interesting. This is read.
My dear old pal. I never should have trusted Cass. I thought she cared about you, but she's just mad, obsessed with this place. I can't trust her to help me overcome the last obstacle. This door. I know how to open it. But what I have to do is mix my blood with the black ooze. Am I mad for even considering that? It's the only way we can be together. It has to work, right? All this can't be a coincidence. The ritual is made for the two of us, isn't it, Nora? I wish you could be here to... Damn it. I have to think it over. I can't. Tomorrow. Leave it for tomorrow. Damn it. Stop writing.
Yep.
What are you saying, Harry? Don't you see what the black ooze does? What it did to the doctor? Are you out of your mind?
Oh yeah, there was the doctor. Yeah, I forgot about the doctor. Roy. That was the name of the demolition guy. Hey, right. And then there was Frank. Roy blew himself up. The doctor went crazy and disappeared. Frank died of his injuries. No idea where Cassandra is. Tahora left. He just up and left. And Harry, well, his whereabouts is left to be announced. It's a TBA, to be announced. Harry spent days to get into this area. Nora just shows up in a day or two. Yeah, well, she had
This
help,
mural
technically.
seems to describe a ritual involving blood. That dagger.
Oop. It's quite a bit here. The stone boat carried me through a subterranean river that flows into the sea. The night was strangely clear, and a full moon was shining weirdly in a starry sky. Again, this island doesn't seem to obey the laws of physics. I got off at a dock at some sort on the large beach where the sanctuary is. I found another of Harry's campsites. If you could call it a campsite. There was one tent on each side of the beach. No, there was two on the left and one on the right. Technically. Kat seems to be losing her mind. I'd rather not think about how the two of them got along here. Or didn't get along. The device to access the inner sanctuary is only activated with blood. Blood like mine. Harry, please, tell me you didn't do what I think you did. Harry, tell me you didn't inject yourself with the black ooze. Please, tell me that you didn't do something that stupid. I mean, when push comes to shove, with the person that you love, a man would do anything, I guess. Oops. I have to go back home and bring Nora here. Leave now, please. So wait, what did happen to Cass? Okay, I'm gonna go check this side. There's like another mural of sorts. There's something up there. It's a good question. There's 3 tents, but only 2 explorers left. Oh, I can't go here. Not yet. So something else has to be done. Okay, let's check out the let's check out this area actually. See if there's anything to interact.
He's behind that door. I wonder which Harry I'll find. How much would be left of the man I love? And how much of the man who has lost his sanity in this place?
Yeah, oh no, wait, there isn't 3. Oh, wait, I was confusing that for another campsite. Hey, okay, so... Yeah, I was confusing this for another tent. Yeah, but no, this is just like a wall. A thing of fabric.
Harry, what is this? Looks like the ramblings of a madman.
Alright. So this must have been Harry's. Because, one, his letter was here. And two, this is a letter that he kind of wrote. And then there's Cassandra's tent over that way. Alright. Let's check out this wheel. Alright. I thought there was a third tent here. What's the whoopsie.
Let's give it a try. Ouch! Oh! Ah! What was that? Looks like a tattoo, but it isn't. Those are my spots. They've moved.
Alright. I found a circular stone with a fish head and with its mouth open. When I put my hand inside it, after a moment of intense pain, and the stains on my hand rearranged themselves to form a peculiar pattern. Where was that book? Oh God, do I really want to read this one? Well, I can't read that because part of the page is cut out. So, all right. Let's head to the altar here. Because that appeared to have done something. Oop.
These patterns look too familiar. Oh, I really hope this works.
It works! Oop. What is this?
Woman's earring stained with blood. My God, Harry, what did you do to her?
Okay.
An eye and a star. Look at the stars, maybe. The stars are aligned, forming a constellation that I don't recognize. That is not the same sky you can see from Earth. And if that's not the Earth's sky, where am I now?
Doesn't that look like Orion?
All these papers are riddled with incoherent doodles. I wonder what this means.
It really did. It looked like Orion. Yeah, bridges, dragons, gargoyles, animals.
Those stone statues seem to rotate with this switch.
Same sort of creature. A pet? 90-degree rotation, howl. I mean, you can't deny that that actually does kind of look like Orion, right? In some way, it kind of does. Can I interact with this? Nope. What about you? Nope. Can I interact with you? No. Oh, I have a mural.
They carried these people here to test them. Like a challenge of some sort.
Okay. Yeah, it strained the stars a bit then, and almost got his bell. Yeah, he's, I think he's put on a few pounds. He's put on a few light years, okay? Be easy on him. Okay.
Circular stones with strange carved symbols. These icons on the wheel are the same as the constellations I have on my hand.
Wait. Is that part like randomized or something? That'd be interesting.
It's a pentagon-shaped symbol with channels in its edges. What was it used for?
Okay. The altar left no room for doubt. And I had to use that strange dagger I've been carrying with me ever since I received it in that package. After my blood touched the altar, the main door of the temple opened. Yeah, it might have to match with the stars. Probably. Spots on my hand have been rearranged to form some sort of symbols. Wait, what is that indicating? Indicator of? Okay. Hey, it's supposed to match that. We're supposed to match this design, kind of. Match with the doors to open the doors. And because if we were to look here, it kind of just looks like this. And like that, and then bam, bam. And that one over there, and then that over there. Okay, so let me turn these ones off. Okay. Turn these off. For now. Okay, so okay, so one of the patterns is like this? No. What the hell? Okay. There's gotta be another... There's gotta be something else. Right? Because one of the things that's kind of requiring me to do this one. But I can't do that one. Okay, so that one does that one. And so it has to be this one. And which kind of just looks like bam, 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 bam. But the problem is that the only one that's lit up are those ones. And I did see another wheel thing somewhere. They're over in that direction. But I don't know how to get there. So I guess I have to do like one of these first. No, I can't do that one. I can't do any of these. Yeah, alright, let's head back out there.
There's a bullet hole in here.
Huh. Someone probably shot somebody. Probably Harry shooting Cass? Because one, he had the gun, and two, there's a bloody earring. Okay, so yeah, there's another wheel up there. I'm gonna get there. And there's also a set of stairs that way. No idea how to get to that one. I don't know whether or not that's like an exit of sorts. Can I interact with you again? No, I can't. Is interacting with the fish disc change the shape? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because... no. Okay. Let's try looking at this. See if there's anything to interact with here. No? Alrighty. Can't even jump. It's alright. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. God damn. Oh wait, I could totally do that one. Actually. It's just this one and this one. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I guess I do have to do the doors in order to like
They
unlock
took
more
them to
patterns.
a throne room. That was the final step in the ritual. What an odd structure, riddled with nooks and crannies and endless stairways.
Yeah, I think this was designed by MC Escher. I mean, who the hell designs stairways like that? Okay, no journal entries.
Maybe it only hurts the first time.
Well, let's see.
Ah! The second also hurts.
Oh. Unlike the set. Unlike another pattern.
When I arrived on this island, I felt like I was trespassing. But now, I feel like this is where I belong.
Mm-hmm. Can I touch on it? I probably have to at some point. Yeah, there's something down there. I'm gonna have to come back down here at another point. Okay, so. Which one can I now do? This one. I can do this one. Which, let me undo these. Okay, yeah, I know how it kind of looks. So it's like this. This. And then this. There we go. Alright, and I'm in the area that I had pointed out earlier. What the fuck?
I think I can feel the agony of the slaves, their suffering, and the effects of their transformation. It's horrifying.
Alright, no log entries.
Black and white figures.
Oh god, is this like chess? Oh, I'm gonna suck ass on this one. Oh. Okay. Alright, so it's
Good
just like a...
doggies, or dragons, whatever you are.
Don't know why you're interacting with them. I'm gonna stick with dogs. They look like dogs to me. Oh, okay. So it kind of is like chess, where it's like one of them moves white and the other moves black. Okay, let's see what this kind of looks like. Okay. Ah, perfect. That's what I wanted. And then it would be which one would that be? Nope. It wasn't this one. move you back. To here. Okay, so the middle one moves the one closest to me. No, why did you? I didn't mean to press you. That's okay. Perfect. Alright. Oh. So now, I just move you. Which, that's middle. Okay. We'll go here, we'll go here. Hello. Hi. Then boop, boop, here. Then we go here. And then we go here. Bang!
Oh, come on. One more time.
Yeah, there's still one
that
more.
hurt! Again.
How did I manage to depuzzle these traps before vanishing from existence? I don't know. They might have like a reset timer. Like after a certain amount of time, they're just like, all right, start over. That kind of implies that there's something over there. Alright, let me flip that over. I want to see if I can actually go that way. Yes, I can. There's enough pieces for that. Interestingly enough, only the white pieces have 2, and the black pieces have 3. I mean, these are an ancient race. How they design a randomized system for their traps. Let me think about it. We're on an island that defies all types of physics. And like timing and like how things are restructured, rebuilt, and how things move and whatnot. No, I got that one. Oh, there was a page there? I didn't see a page back there. Oh, there was a page. Oh, it's a picture.
That's the creature I saw in my dreams. He's holding on to a gigantic black stone monolith. He is Father Dagon.
Ugh. I don't like it. I guess that was the secret item? Maybe? I don't like him. He's too big for me. It's funny because one of the free games that came out this week is called Deep Blue or Beyond Blue or whatever. And it's like an ocean exploration game. Which might be interesting to stream, but I feared that I might trigger something in like megalophobia or whatever. Which I'm not a big fan of that. So therefore, alright, that idea for a game, out of question. Okay. Let me reset all these. Which one can I do? Oh, wait. Wait. Hold up. I can do that one. There we go. Alright. And this was the one that I wasn't able to get
This
to.
place is like a labyrinth. They were submerged in black ichor.
Wasn't a pause in that. You were supposed to say they were submerged in black.
Harry seems to be on the brink of madness. But I don't feel the slightest hint of confusion. On the contrary, I feel my mind is more focused than ever.
Good. Good to hear.
Again? Seriously?
I think there might be one more after this one. Maybe. God, I have no idea how that one's gonna be done. Can I just oh, there's water. Never mind. I was gonna say, can I just jump this? Yeah, see if I can land it, but no. There's water in the way. Okay. Let me restart these. Let's get a blank slate. Okay. This one is gonna be tricky. Tricky. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, but the way it's... Oh, that's gonna be the problem. And the orientation is gonna be the issue. Okay, so... It's like here. And then... Here? Yeah. And then it's right here, I believe. Yep.
All the doors are open, but where is the constellation I need to open the throne room?
Well, you need one more. Alright, lady, hold your horses. Like, chill. Goddamn.
Another one of those gates. I have to get into the water again. I can feel the torment of the thousands of slaves who perished here.
Nope. There we go. Using the strange device that projected the patterns on the floor, I was able to open the doors that led to more rooms. Inside those rooms, I found more circular stones and more patterns. Now I only need to open that large door. Alright. Just checking around here. Okay. Let's go back into the water. I could just go back and forth. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh. That was easy.
Oh, come on. One more time. Ow! That hurt! Again.
Again, the way that you're saying it is just like you sound irritated and then you're giddy. It's like, ah, that hurt! Again! Like, there's moments where the voice acting is actually really damn good, but then there's moments that is just kind of cheesy for me. Piece of the puzzle. Okay. Now, I gotta think of the orientation of this damn thing. Jesus Christ. Alright, I can kind of guess what one of the pieces is. Okay, so I can already guess that one of them is this. And then the other one stays like that. And then it's like that? Yeah, I think that's right. And then it's this one. Yep. Alright.
The door to the sanctuary's open. It's time to find out what's waiting for me inside.
You sure you're facing the right direction? Hey, I was using the dots, the big dots. Because, you know, the big dots are supposed to be like big indicators. Like that one over there is the biggest one. Then there's that one and that one, and then that one. And it kind of just correlates into this, so. Okay. Alright. Hold on one damn second before I decide to go head first into wherever I'm going. Hold on. So what's like to be the next step?
What a disturbing mirror. Is it made of black ichor? I feel like it is speaking to me. Oh, heavens. There's something written in the floor with blood. Full coffin? Haven't I heard that word in my dreams?
Alright, the symbol is in the form of constellation. Yeah, see? The big dots are like big indicators to help me. Alright. I managed to open it. I saw a constellation in the sky like none I've seen before. And it worked! I'm afraid of what I might find inside. but I must go. I've seen a vision inside a black eye-core mirror. There was a word written with blood in the floor. Fall-Golfin. Fall-Golfin. It's not the first time I heard it. So there's a big blank right there. I feel like I missed something. I feel like I'm so close to the end though. I wanna... No, I wanna look at it first. Inspect the syringe to the right of the altar, and then the gun. Inspect the gun in front of the stairs. Oh. How did I miss that?
Oh my goodness. And the gun barrel is empty.
How did I miss that one? There's a gun on the floor with no bullets and a trail of blood. Oh no, what happened here? I don't understand.
Trail of blood. Someone was hurt.
Alright. There it is. It does feel like those items showed up afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, like, what the fuck? My god. There was a fight between Harry and Cass. From what I've seen, it was really brutal. Harry has never been a violent man, but I hope he's okay. Then there was the camp. Go to the camp on the left. Instruction to open the sanctuary. To the right of the tent. Ritual on the wall to the right of the stairs. Okay. And I think that's all the ones so far. So let me go over into here then. Well, okay, first and foremost, did I get the secret item? Yes, okay. Yeah, I got the secret item, which, if I were to guess, that was the picture. Picture of the giant beast.
My god.
Oh. Okay. I can't describe what I'm feeling now. My hand is trembling as I write this. I feel connected to everything. The walls, the floor, the fountains. I hear echoes of voices calling me from within. I can't keep writing. I have to go.
Nothing that happens here appears to respect the most basic rules of physics.
You look kind of look like a Cthulhu.
However, as strange as it may be, it does maintain a peculiar harmony. Like the workings of a clock, or a music box.
Oh.
Harry, is that you? No, 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 no! Don't tell me this isn't you, Harry. It can't be you. It can't be. No, no, no. Why did you do it? Oh my god, Harry, no!
Isn't it
In the end, you performed the ritual. You poor fool. But why? I don't understand it. Why? You knew it. You knew it wasn't going to work.
Nope, no, that's glasses.
You knew the ritual wasn't going to work. That's why you never sat on the throne. You didn't even perform the ritual, did you, Harry? But you wanted me to think that you had. You even left a lure to confuse me. But why?
Falgoffen. Okay. I'm looking at everything. Looking at everything I can interact with. So far, nothing.
What really happened?
Whoa. What the fuck?
The only person with you in that sanctuary beach was Cassandra. So if you didn't die, it had to be her.
I mean...
Did she use the dagger to open the gates and carry out the ritual? You tried to stop her, but it was too late. She shot you with your own gun and left you for dead, didn't she, Harry?
So she went mad with power. Okay.
Because Cassandra was ambitious and would stop at nothing to uncover the secrets here. The island fueled that hunger for knowledge.
Yeah, there's Frank. There's the doctor. There's a bitch.
You had doubts about whether the ritual would work. But what happened to Cassandra cleared up those doubts. The ritual wasn't for people like you.
Yeah. Okay. Right, it wasn't Cassandra's 10. Oh yeah, because the dagger was in the Moby Dick book, and the Moby Dick book was in Cassandra's 10, because that 10 was off to the right, and Harry's 10 was off to the left. Okay.
The ritual was only for people like me. But you refused to believe it, until the island itself spoke directly to you. Haha, Falgafen. She is our daughter. That's when you finally understood. You understood what my fate would be if I didn't come here and carry out the ritual. A slow and painful death.
So basically I was doomed from the start. Is that what you're saying?
So you faked your own demise and left your glasses near Cassandra's corpse. Those same glasses you never take off. And you sent me the package from Tahiti, Harry. Your picture, the key, the dagger. Another one of your scavenger hunts. I took the bait. You made me come to this island, the same island where you almost lost your mind and your life, the same island where 4 members of your expedition perished. Why did you deceive me, Harry? You said you would never lie to me. Why didn't you tell me the truth? Why did you do this to me?
I mean, he has to have a reason, right?
Because you knew that I would never accept my fate if it meant leaving you. Right, my love? Not even if staying with you would mean a slow and painful death. So the only way to get me to leave you was to make me believe you were dead. And you chose to live a life without me, so I could be who I really am. That's why you tried to deceive me. But I know you too well, my dear old pal. We've had so many years together, so many moments of love, happiness, understanding, friendship. A whole beautiful life with you. I know what you tried to do, but I can't let you make this decision for me, Harry. Either I embrace my fate and accept what I've always been, and leave you behind, or I reject it and return home with you to relish the time that my illness gives us. It's my decision to make.
Oh, God. God. Oh boy. Oh boy. Save.
You were right about one thing, Harry. I would never accept my fate if it meant leaving you. I know who I really am and where I belong. I know fate has eternal life in store for me, but an eternal life without you is worthless, meaningless. So, I choose the slow and painful death. I'm going back home.
Jeez. It really is like a moral dilemma, kinda. Either I, like, accept my fate and die, or I
You've
accept my
staged
fate...
this ruse because you love me.
accept my fate and become one of the people, but I end up losing. The issue is she still does not know where he is.
But true love is reciprocal. So I'm also making this decision because I love you.
So, it is kind of a hard decision where it's like, you either accept your fate and become who you were meant to be, which will cure you of your, like, whatever issue that you're having, but you end up, like, never seeing the person and that you loved ever again. Or you don't accept your fate and stick with the person that you love, but you end up dying a slow and painful death.
Our love is greater than fate, lineage, or all the pain I can suffer. Whatever time we have left, we'll spend together. When the time comes, it will be your hand that holds mine.
Alright, there's the boat.
And those beautiful blue eyes will be the last thing I see before I leave.
Oh, no.
So, you didn't find your husband on that island, Mrs. Everhart?
I did find my husband. He wasn't on the island, though.
But what have you been doing these 3 days, then? What did you find there?
I don't know. The truth about myself, I suppose. And at the same time, the reason to go back home.
I don't think I follow you.
Have you ever been in love, Captain Hodgson?
In love? You mean like in a romance novel?
No, that's fiction, Captain. In real life, true love stories don't end with a wedding. They end with a funeral. And the only thing that eases that final moment of heartbreaking sadness are all the good memories lived together.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever felt anything like that, Mrs. Everhart. But if you love your husband that much, he's certainly a lucky man.
We are both lucky.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
1, 2, don't forget the harmony. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, God. Holy shit.
All my life is empty since I went away.
God, I hope this is
Skies
the
don't
right
seem
place.
to be so clear. May some angel sentry guard you while I stray, and fate be
I'm gonna have to look
kind
into
to
that one, I
join
guess.
us some sweet day.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
how I miss you, dear old pal of mine.
Hey, that voice, Sissy Jones. Thanks.
Each night and day I pray you're always mine.
Honestly don't know
Sweetheart, may God
what
bless you.
I guess I just got nothing.
Angel hands
I've got nothing.
caress you.
Like,
While sweet dreams rest you, dear old pal of mine.
Dearie, I'm so lonely. How I miss your smile.
God, the music isn't
And
helping me
your
process my
tender
thoughts.
loving way. I just want you only, want you all the while.
I don't know why, but
May God decree I have
for
you
some reason
back
feel like
someday.
that, this kind of gave like a similar vibe to Relicta.
Dear old
I don't know why, but
pal
and it just does.
Each night
It just gives the same
and
vibe to
day
me.
I
I'm gonna have to look
pray
into that actually.
You're always mine. Sweetheart, may God bless you. Honey, are you all right?
I'm fine, Harry, don't worry. I can keep going.
No, listen, let's leave it for today. You shouldn't make any unnecessary efforts.
Really, darling, I'm fine.
You need to rest, Nora. Come on, I'll take you to bed.
Alright. Come on.
Even today, so many years later, I still doubt whether I did the right thing. In the end, it didn't matter. You returned home and forgave my deception. We moved close to the sea and had a few more good years, didn't we? Until you left me at one sunny March morning. I wish I could be reunited with you. But fate has punished me with a long and sorrowful life, with no other incentive than my work, because that is the only thing I have now, my dear old pal.
Thanks, Epic. Yeah, thanks for notifying that I just got an achievement. Thank you. Thanks. I don't have all the journal entries, so god damn. Alright, I'm gonna have to start this chapter, I guess. Which ones did I miss? Ah, skip this.
It
Please.
all makes sense. Nothing bad is going to happen to me here, as menacing as
Okay.
this place might look. The island, the ooze, those sea creatures. They're just defending themselves, like a wild animal against an unknown threat. That's how they perceived the expedition, like a threat. But I, on the other hand, I wasn't a threat. And I definitely wasn't unknown, was I? They seemed to recognize me, as if I was one of their own. Everything seems so distant now. As if I first stepped on that white beach thousands of years ago. A full moon? It can't be. Yesterday was a new moon. Did I lose track of time, or... Maybe this place isn't subject to the laws of physics. That's the only explanation I can find for this surreal night. It's hard to believe everything is real. Maybe it isn't. Maybe I'll open my eyes sometime and I'll be back in our home in Englewood and everything will be as before. My perfectly ordinary life with Harry. My daily routines. My illness. That will be as before too. And then I'll need to shake off this strange feeling that I have now. Feeling that I don't really belong there anymore. And with there, I don't mean Englewood, or Boston, or Newburyport. I mean... How is it possible that the strange events of only 2 days on this island makes more sense to me than the life that I've been living for years?
Come on. Come on. Okay. So, one of the ones that I missed was the constellations on the doors. Which was inside that sanctuary. I'm pretty sure I got all the ones at the outside of the sanctuary, though.
There it is. The sanctuary.
Alright,
So is this where you went, Harry? Was this your last stop?
Okay. So... Alright, inspected the gun, the trail of blood, the camp. Camp on the left.
Another camp. Although it's little more than a few things scattered about.
Might as well.
My dear old pal. I never should have trusted Cass. I thought she cared about you, but she's just mad, obsessed with this place. I can't trust her to help me overcome the last obstacle. This door. I know how to open it. But what I have to do is mix my blood with the black ooze. Am I mad for even considering that? It's the only way we can be together. It has to work, right? All this can't be a coincidence. The ritual is made for the two of us, isn't it, Nora? I wish you could be here to... Damn it. I have to think it over. I can't. Tomorrow. Leave it for tomorrow. Damn it. Stop writing.
What are you saying, Harry? Don't you see what the black ooze does? What it did to the doctor? Are you out of your mind?
Alright.
Harry, what is this?
Okay, so nothing at the camp. Then there's the altar.
Black ooze. My God.
Yada, 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 yada.
So, Moby Dick. A camera.
Oh yeah, there was a camera, actually. Yeah, I guess that should have been a bit obvious.
Let's give it a try. Ouch! Oh! Ah! What was that? Looks like a tattoo, but it isn't. Those are my spots. They've moved.
Alright. Alright, I can confirm I see the gun ahead of me.
Oh, I really hope this works.
Yeah, just to prove that the gun didn't just randomly appear. The gun was ahead of me. I must have confused it as a rock.
Oh my god. Trail of blood. There's a bullet hole in here. A woman's ear. If he's behind that door, I wonder which Harry I'll find. How much would be left of the man I love? And how much of the man who has lost his sanity in this place?
Alright, so the ones that I didn't do were the constellations.
A shining constellation. I better draw it.
And then there was this one over here. I can't bridge this. Ugh.
Where is this door leading me?
Alright, and then pentagon shaped symbol. Examine the center of the stone rings puzzle. I probably didn't do that.
I wonder what this means.
I'll make a note of that.
Constellations and stars. These people seem to worship otherworldly gods.
Alright. How many journal entries is that? Wait, what? That's all of them?
It's a pentagon-shaped symbol with channels in its edges. What was it used for?
Alright, and then challenge on the right wall. On the right wall? What? It just says... Oh, it's a mural. Challenge on the right wall. Oh, that one. No, okay. Then... yeah, that's all of them.
They carried these people here to test them.
Okay.
Like a challenge of some sort.
Alrighty. Let me load into this one.
We had a really good life. But that's not my life anymore, is it, Harry? Not after what I've been through on this island. Not after all I've found out about myself. I can't fool myself anymore.
Oh.
I have to accept what I truly am. And leave you behind.
Time to ditch this bitch.
I'm going back home. What a lovely melody. I don't believe I've ever heard more than a few notes. Until now. For years I thought I was sick. But the truth is, I was homesick. My poor health, the pain, the suffering. It was all because of how far I was from here. Everything seems so far away now. No trace of pain, no trace of sickness. Nothing besides this place. It's so pleasant to forget everything else. Nothing matters anymore. I'm finally one of the thousands of minds connected to the Icor. Connected with the Elder God.
So...
Goodbye, Harry.
What happens now?
Knago.
Well, when the light is kind of dimmed on you, you look more dumb.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
1, 2. Don't forget the harmony. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god. Okay.
All my life is empty
Ah,
since
damn.
I went away.
Holy shit.
Skies don't seem to be so clear.
I like how they
May
get
some angel
culture
sentry
consultant.
guard you while I stray,
I mean, I guess
and
you kind of
fate
have
be
to.
kind to
They wanna
join
get
us
it
some
accurately.
sweet day. Oh, how I miss you, dear old pal of mine. Each night and day I pray you're
Yeah, still nothing.
always mine.
I got nothing.
Sweetheart, may God bless you. Angel hands caress you, while sweet dreams rest
Is it like
you,
Spanish?
dear old pal.
I mean, it makes sense to me because they did win some Spanish awards, so.
Dearie, I'm so lonely. How I miss your smile and your tender loving way.
Oh, shit.
I just want you only, want you all the while. May God decree I have you back someday. Oh, how I miss you, dear old pal of mine. Each night and day I pray you're
Feels like the lyrics have
always mine.
I don't know why.
Sweetheart, may
Gotta
God
be wrong.
bless you. Angel hands caress you, while sweet dreams rest you, dear old pal of mine. I love you, Nora.
And I love you, Harry.
Yeah, I guess the lyrics did have to be different because this was a different ending.
Even today, so many years later, I still doubt whether I did the right thing. I lied to you for the first and last time. And even if it was to free you from pain, suffering, and death, I deceived you. But I've paid such a high price for my deceit, Nora. Fate has punished me with a long and sorrowful life, with no other incentive than my work. Because that is the only thing I have now, my dear old pal.
Yeah, no, still nothing. Nothing is coming to mind of like what things to say, man, what things I shouldn't say, whatever, nothing. Oh my god. Okay. God damn. Yeah, nope. only thing that's coming to mind is good. That's all that's coming to mind, just good. Oh, goddamn. Goddamn. I guess I could try going into something else, maybe. Which I might have something. I might have something. I don't know how good it'll be in the terms of like the stream. I don't know. But yeah, but actually, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try. Because I only have like what, an hour left, so it wouldn't really matter, I guess. So, alright. Oh, now you decide to work game capture. God damn it. Game capture to me is just unpredictable. I don't get it. Alright, let me open view up. Alright, well, let's see. I already put you in the favorites. Let's uninstall. There's like 34 achievements and I only got 26. Oh, 37 gigabytes. That's probably the reason why. And the game was, well, the stream was crashing a bit. Alright, let's see. This one's gonna be interesting. Because I got this last week. I got this game last week. But, you can kind of hear it, you kind of can't. Let me change the name. Actually, let's change the category first. There's a sequel to this? Oh, goddamn. Alright, update. Okay, let me change the thing here. Full screen, why not? God, that is blindingly bright. And, alright. Turn off game capture. So this game is called Shapes. Pretty straightforward. It's basically just like a factory game where there's like a little square in the middle that's just telling you, hey, I need this type of shape. And you're just like, okay, easy to do. I've already played quite a bit of this. I'm already on level 14. That's because I've been like adding in. That's because I've been like trying to upgrade the conveyor belts and whatnot. And can I please? Oh, game theme. Yes, change it to dark, please. There we go. That's much better. God, that is much easier to look at now. Alright. Let's continue. So. Oh, it starts me off here. Boo. Oh, I don't want that. Guess I have to delete this. That's okay. That's okay. Ooh, I am not liking the spawn of that. And that spawn right now. No, let me start up a new one. That's marginally better, I guess. Okay, so it's asking for like 30 little circles here. This is where you're supposed to be delivering stuff. So it says, place an extractor, this thing down here. You can barely see it, it's a green glowy thing here. on top of a circle shape to extract it. Basically, it's asking me to do this. Right? Connect the extractor with a conveyor belt to your hub. Click and drag the belt with your mouse. Yep. It's asking me to do it like that. I'd rather place it here. Alright. This is not an idle game. Build more extractors and belts to finish the goal quicker. Hold shift to place multiple extractors and use R to rotate them. Yep, got it. And so like that, and then and then there we go. So like that, right? And then it's supposed to be building up. I know the conveyors are a little slow, but that's what the upgrades are for. Oop. Alright. Let's add in the cutters. Yeah, so it's asking specifically for the ones on the left. Alright, let me... and delete all this. Alright. It is specifically requesting I do this. No, actually, hold on. I can kind of do it like this, I guess. Alright, so I gotta do something like this. Then here. Yeah, I know how it works. Okay. And then I'm doing this. Oh, but there's not enough space for it. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this then. Oh, that's not gonna work anymore. Alright, I think I can make it work like this. Nope, no. Don't go that far up. And then... like that. And then do that. Boop. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. And then... and then... whoop. And then... boop. And then... do. And then I think it's this one. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one will work. And doop. Alright. Now for me, the maximum effect. Now for maximum effect, I would fill up these conveyor belts entirely. I want to wait until I get to the upgrades, because that's going to make things go much quicker. Which I don't know, I don't remember when that's going to happen. I think it happens after the rotator is introduced. Which, by the way, the shapes that this thing is going to request, they're going to get complex. They are going to get tough. Because it's eventually going to go like, okay, it's going to be a layered shape, where two corners of this shape are going to be red, while two corners of this shape are going to be white, and then there's going to be another layer on top of that that is going to be this shape with this color. Alright, and there's only like 3 colors, but eventually it's going to ask for like a 7th color, which is usually done by combining all 3 colors. Okay. There we go. Alright. This level gave you no reward. But the next one will. Ah! See? Unlock the upgrades. Okay. So this gave me nothing, but it does unlock upgrades. And see how the conveyor belts are now going faster? Like they look like they're going faster? I don't know why, but this is weirdly calming to me. I don't know why. It's really dumb. Because I guess there's like a satisfaction of it just working. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Oh shit. Oh no, wait, it wasn't shift. It was control, right? And then there we go. Done. Okay. And eventually, there's gonna be like more, like upgraded versions of like stuff that I already have. Like for the extractors, there's gonna be like chain extractors where it's like I can make. I can put multiple of like the same extractor in like a line as connecting to like one output or whatever. It's hard to explain, but then basically it's like a and you put 3 of these in a line, then 3 squares are going to come out of this one, and in particular. Or you put 4 of these in a line, and 4 squares are going to come out at the same time, and 5 of these in a line, and 5 squares are going to come out at the same time. And it's only maxed at 5. It's only max 5. And you can't do 6. And like you can upgrade the extractors so that it gives you like more squares per second, sort of. Okay. Alright. How much for this one? 300. Oh god. Okay. Ah. The balancer. The multifunctional balancer has been unlocked. It can be used to build bigger factories by splitting emerging items onto multiple belts. Okay, now it's asking for me to cut these squares. I think what I want to do is... Actually, I want to keep this going. But also, I want to start some stuff here. Okay, so it's asking for the one on the right, which has to be coming out of that side. So, right? Yep, okay. Hey, so here, and then bam, here, and then bam, here, and then bam, here. Do, and then do that. And then bring you all the way down here. And then same with you. Lift the camera up a bit. And then the placement of the conveyor belts I really like. And they kind of just sound like Lego bricks in a way. Yeah, I don't know why. They just do. Okay. Then we just let these build. We just let these conveyor belts build up to the max. Like, I know this isn't an idle game. Like, I know that. But still. This is something that you could just, like, build and then just wait. And wait for, like, the outcome to, like... wait for, like, the inevitable outcome to happen, you know? And like I said, it's a good game to, like, pass the time with. It was originally a Flash game, if I remember. Because I remember first seeing this on a Cool Math Games. And, man, this was on there, and it said, hey, by the way, there's a full version of this game on Steam, and I was like, well, shit, I can't afford that. But then last week, this came out for free on Epic, and I was like, buying it. So, here we are. We're just watching this. Like, doesn't this... I don't know about you, but this is just relaxing for me. But it's also kind of stressing because it's like, okay, how do I get to this? Or how would I do this? And with, like, what is given to me. Hey, look at that. All done. There we go. The rotator has been unlocked. Rotates shapes clockwise by 90 degrees. Oh, useful key bindings. Drag, select an area. Hold to place multiple of one building. Invert orientation of place belts. Alright, let's cut you off. Alright, now it's asking for, like, rotated pieces. Which I want to upgrade and extraction up to the max. Yeah, up to, like, tier 2 for right now. Then there's this shape, which that's, like, probably the third shape that I can, like the only shape that I can find that I can actually, like, extract in its full thing or whatever. There's another shape, but I have yet to find the shape in its full thing. I don't know what the shape is. It kind of just looks like a mix of this and this. Like, it's really janky in a way, but and also kind of not. Alright, let me wait a bit. There we go. So, now you're full. Okay. Now they should be extracting much faster. Let me delete all these. Yes. Alright, so now it's asking for me to... for, like, these rotated pieces. Which, first of all, I need to find a star thing. There's a star thing. Yeah, where's the one that I'm trying to find? The weird ass, like, shape. That's part of it. But I want the thing in its full. Like, I want the thing in its full capacity, or like its full thing, but Again, I've yet to find one that has it. And look at this. I have so much to explore down here. Like the areas get bigger and bigger, and like spawn areas get like bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Look at all this. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, I'm still scrolling down. Like, I'm still going. Okay. Like, what the hell? I don't remember it being this big. Like, my god. It's just endless. It's endless at that point. There I am. I'm back. Yeah, the little thing there is just like a marker, just to make you like teleport to it quicker. Okay. So. It is asking for this. And then it's like that, and then that, and then that. And it's like that. Boop. 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 Actually, I think I could just done it the other way. I'm thinking about it. This is basically just the same, it's just an added instruction. Alright. And then here. Oh. Stopping it right at 8. Oh, no, wait, duh. Whoops. Alright. Stopping you at 8. Alright. And then same thing with you. Boop, boop, boop. And then I'm stopping you at 12. 10, 11, 12. There we go. And then more view. Boop, boop. You're stopping at 16. $13, $14, $15, $16. Okay. Where is there an actual full version of that one shape? Like, I never managed to find one. It's always just like the stars or like the circles or the squares that are just the full shape. And it's none of like There's none of these corners. Like, none of these types of corners. Now, when it comes to stuff like that, I have to get creative. Which is fine, but it's like, that still kind of sucks. Alright. Come on. Come on. I don't remember when exactly I'm supposed to get the chain extractor. Technically, that would make this go a bit faster. Technically. It would extract the shapes faster. I don't think it would extract everything faster. Because that's why all the upgrades are like separated. And from like extractors to like conveyor belts to like this. Tunnel's been unlocked. Like that, you can add tunnel items below belts and buildings with it. Ooh, okay, this one's an interesting one. Because this one requires to be cut in half again. Actually, let me go to the stars. Wait, where's the nearest star shape? The nearest one is over here. Okay. Okay, let me do this. Let me do it like this. This has worked for me before. Okay, this is top corner, therefore there, this one. There we go. And then there we go. And then same thing with you. Well, actually, I could just do this. Boop. There we go. So now I can just I could kind of just, you know, get rid of this. I kind of want to fill this up to the brink. Just gonna take a bit. Because if I did this, then cutting and rotating will be much faster. There by like 0.5. So I want to do this one first. Which, I don't know how long this is going to take. Let me just put that right there. So how are we feeling? How are we feeling? Because right now I'm kind of having like mixed feelings. Due to the ending of the previous game that we were playing. Eventually we're supposed to get... Well, we've already got tunnels. Which, yeah, I might want to use them. I might want to use the tunnels on this one. Just to kind of show how they work. But I need to plan... I need to plan it out, that's the thing. Okay. So it's like that, and then no, that, and then that, boom, boom, boom. That's that, 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 boom, boom, boom. And it's that, that, bam, and here. Actually, wait, no, hold on. I then have to... Which way? Yeah, which way is going to be which? Because it's asking for this. Bottom, okay. Okay, so... Doop. Then... Doop. Like that. Then do. And that, and then that. Let me get rid of that. And then, one more. Doop. Doop, doop. We already filled this up. Alrighty. Doop. Actually, wait. No. Hold on. I didn't think that part through. No. Let me just get all that ready. And then it's like that. Bam. And then boom. Now the tunnels are supposed to work like this. You place one end here, and then one end there, and then it's gonna go right under this. the max currently is at 5 tiles, but there is going to be an upgraded version later on down the line that's going to be 9 tiles, if I'm right. And so let me place all this, and then place that. And then that. And then there. Let me do that. Now we just watch this build. We just watch cutting and rotating build. And this thing right here. So eventually there's going to be color mixing, there's going to be stacking, there's going to be like actually painting the damn things. Which I don't know when that's going to be. I don't remember. Alright. Now we upgrade. So now, cutting and rotating should be much faster. Look at him. Look at him go now. They go under. There they are. They're right there. I think after this one, it's supposed to be color and mixing, maybe? Which, if that's the case, I want to, get the upgrade first, again. I kind of want to get the upgrade first, and then I want to do the, what the thing is asking me to do. Which right now I'm at level 6? Yeah, 6. Previously I was at level 14, so right now we're about halfway from where I was. So there's still some things that I have yet to accomplish in this. When is the first line going to be done cutting? This line down here. Oh, there we go. That line is already being filled up to the brim. Whew. Ta-da! Alright. Now, the line at the top is done. Come on. I feel like I'm gonna have to guess. When that one is done. Which if I were to guess, I'll be right now. Or just about. Alright. Now look at it go. Look at it go. Ah, now we get the color. Now we get the painter. Alright, let's and then select LAU and delete. Yes. Now, what did I have to do? I have to get blue and cut squares in half. Which the closest I can do is this one right here. Which this is going to be interesting. Because I'm going to have to space these squares out differently. So I'm going to have to go like this, this. And then I kind of have to do it like that, kind of. Alright, so the way I would do this is something like this. And then 2, 3. There we go. It was something like that. But now we have this, which I can reverse this to whatever direction I want it to be. So right now it's facing in that direction. And the way I would do this is that I have to do this. And then boop, boop. If you're wondering why I'm leaving a space here, it's just so I can have a conveyor belt there because I don't trust the fact that. And then this is gonna like go through, you know? I don't trust it. Alright, so now we're like this. Boop, boop, boop. Boop. And then it kind of just looks like this, and then like that. Nope, not like that. Here we go here, and then we go here, and then here. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Now, again, we kind of just wait. Well, actually, I kind of want to. Okay, I kind of want to do this. And then go here, and then do that. And then do that. Then we bring this all the way to here. And now we get to this one. Alrighty. Then we wait for this to fill up. still kind of get mixed up. Get this one mixed up with another one. Oh wait, yeah, right. Oh wait, shit. I'm supposed to cut these. Fuck. Eh, that's okay. I can fix it. I forgot I was supposed to cut these as well. Damn. And then boop, boop, boop. And then, if I remember correctly, yes, it's supposed to be that, and that. Oh, shit. And go here. And then go over here. We do this one. And then last one. Alright. And then we just connect that to that, and then that to that, and then that to that. Alright. God, I hope that was done correctly. All right. And then this will be the upgrade for the painting. Process, which is definitely going to be needed in order to do things faster. Because shit's gonna get complicated, and when it gets complicated, it's gonna take forever. So it's best to get the upgrades out of the way as fast as possible. But like I said, even the upgrades are gonna get complicated. Like, one of them is gonna be like 3 shapes stacked on top of each other. One of them is gonna have like 2 of these types of corners, and 2 of these types of corners, both colored differently. While another one is gonna have like then one of this type of corner, and then one of these types of corners in like a certain color, and all that, and it's just gonna get, like I said, best to get the upgrades out of the way, otherwise it's gonna take forever. Alright, come on. Come on. It's definitely a good game to like put my mind off of things, honestly. Like I said, Good game to pass the time with. Even though it's not an idle game, it is... And I feel like it definitely is a game to, like, ease your mind, or, like, get rid of the stress, or whatever. The game does have, like, an autosave feature. I don't know when the, autosave is. I don't remember. It's definitely in, like, certain increments. Not sure when those increments are. I'm just saying. Come on. Come on, fill up. Fill up, damn you. Eventually the painting and like cutting and rotating stuff is just gonna be so quick that it's just gonna go through like butter. I feel like that's what it's gonna be like. I'm not sure. We're getting to the end of this line at the bottom. Right. Once this stops, this line is full. Still going. And it stopped. Same thing's gonna happen to this. Whatever that'll be. There we go. Come on. Come on. Alright. We're nearing the end of this top line here. Oh shit. Didn't mean to do that. Alright. All the lines have stopped. Alright. Now look at all of them go. We're already nearing 400. Come on. Come on. Where are we now? Already past 500. Rather stop this thing dead in its tracks. No idea when that's gonna be. Alright. About 50 more. 50 more. Right, come on. Come on. Boop. There we go. Upgrade. Oh god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Now. Now, to get to this. I actually want to go like this, kind of. We don't have chain extractors, but we could do something like this, right? Once chain extractors are going to be a thing, this will probably go by much quicker. Ta-da. Okay. So now, I want to do this, and then this, and then same with you, and then same with you. Alright. So not do it like that, but instead do it like this. Actually, no, I have to space these out more. God damn it. Okay. Alright, and then we do this one. We do that, and then we do that, and then this one. And then we're gonna go here. Here, and then doot, doot, doot. Doot. And down. Boop. 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 Okay. And then do. I know it might not sound like I'm saying much, but I kind of am focusing here, just to make sure everything is right. Do. And some more down here. Do. You know, you can't go like diagonal with the bridges. Not yet, at least. Nah, I feel like that's gonna be like a later feature of sorts. I don't know. I don't know. And then do. Alright. Before anything else. And let's do it like this. Nope, not like that. I'm gonna do it like this. And then oh, God damn it. Fucking mouse. And like that. Like this. And then like this. Kind of making it look like a snail of sorts. At least it looks like a snail to me. Okay. Do that, and then that. Now we wait for these lines to fill up, and I think that'll just be it. I think that'll just be it right there. Whew. Man, oh man. I was hoping that previous game would go a little longer to be honest. Like maybe yeah, maybe go on like some like side little thing, side missions or whatever, or like little side quests or something. I guess that's kind of hard to do when you're doing like a puzzle game. So I guess that kind of makes sense, but god damn, the game is good. Yeah, the story was fluent. The voice acting, it had a bit of rough edges, but I felt like it worked. I mean, considering that I think the game might have been like maybe low budget, I don't know. I don't know what the budget is for that game or what the budget was. So I guess for like that type of quality, I guess I can excuse the voice acting. Yeah, the visuals I really liked. I guess they should have made a. I guess the only criticism I can give is like the chapter 3 puzzle, the one with like the notes. That probably could have been a bit more obvious. Because I was stuck there for a bit, and then when I saw the solution, I was like, oh, oh, duh, okay. And that's what it wanted me to do. Either that or that's just me being stupid. Which, that's also probably it, because, yeah, not the brightest person, not the brightest. I'm willing to admit that. I mean, I wouldn't be expecting like a sequel of sorts from that game. I'm not expecting it, but if so, or like a spiritual successor, and that takes place in the same world, but like it's in a different area. If so, then I'd like to see that. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, sequels would tend to have the problem of like running into a ditch of like, how do we make the previous one better? How do we make it better than the previous story, right? Which, well, I mean, the movie Disenchanted had that kind of problem. And we ran into the issue of like, okay, we gotta make this better than the original, but it was a bit hard for it to do that. Alright. Let's clear this out. Alright. Quick 300 right here. Allows you to rotate shapes counterclockwise. To build it, okay. Yeah, whatever. And then there, and then delete. Done. Alright. Save the game. Well, I might have to delete the save because I don't like the world. I don't like the luck that I'm given here. Alright. Intermission. And let me just close out of that. Alright, who to raid? Who to raid? Who to raid? Anyone interesting? Let's see. Hmm. Kind of want to revisit this one, but I don't know. Looking at my recommended, one of them said Fortnite, and I'm like, nope, no thanks. Halo 3, eh. I'm always having this one on the back burner, but I'm still gonna have to do that. Eh. Mm, mm, hmm. Hmm. Uh, okay. I'm still gonna have this one on the back burner. Or I guess. Well, oh, fuck it. Why not? Well, there's an ad playing right now, so. It's a Sprite ad. A Sprite Zero Sugar ad. Alright. Alright. Let's go for this. Alright, let me type this down. Alright, as for the next game I'm gonna stream, I don't know. I got one idea, but I don't know. I don't know. Oh, okay. Hey, and then you get the idea on Saturday, just Portal 2 stuff. Yeah, again, feel like I might switch it up, but with a Gartic phone maybe, but I need a drawing pad for that. Like, no. I'm going to need a drawing pad just to make, because it's just gonna irritate me if I don't. Anyway, you get the idea. See ya.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make
make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up